Alright, when I part my daughter 4C hair, I start with using some of this. And this is the Dream Kid Smooth Edge Anti-Freeze with little Miracle Oil. And I just make sure I smooth out her sides. Now, as you can see, she has very coarse 4C hair. I did a light blow dry, but she doesn't let me blow dry very well because she says it's hot. I use warm. She says still too much. So we just do a light blow dry, and I stretch it with my fingers first just to get as much tangles out as I can with my fingers. And then I start my styling. First, I would, part from ear to ear, put that in the section, and then do the top in the section, and then I would do that in fours depending on the style. And I did it in fours today. And same with each parting, I'll put some of this down. First, I will finger part, put some of this down, and then clean the part. And then as you untangle, make sure you just slowly pull with your fingers. Don't rip the comb through, or you're gonna have a lot of breakage. So starting from here, I'm just gonna go up in an angle. I bring the comb through, and I use the rest with my fingers. And I just slide the hair apart. And I find my parting, and I finish. And the only reason I'm starting with the comb is because I'm trying to make it as neat as I can in the beginning, so I won't have to do too much pulling afterwards. And again, this is not going to be the part, but that's just my starting part. I go ahead and put just a little bit of this stuff. This stuff is really thick, so it's gonna look like I'm putting a lot, but I'm actually not. I'm just putting a little, and then I go back and clean it. And when you clean, there's no pulling at all because it should only be a few strings you're pulling at a time. And comb this down so I can make sure that my part is clean. I go back across the front, swoop that out. Move this out the way, use the back of the comb to smooth the product up that way, just to keep my part clean. Keep coming at an angle and up. And now what I'm doing is braiding it up into a ponytail. So one side I've already completed, and I'm just gonna complete this side. Okay, now move this out my way. And when I comb out the hair, I try to finger detangle first. Anywhere I see big clumps of tangles. And then I'll take it in the section. Hold it because you don't want to pull your baby hair and make cry. Hold it as tight as you can. And then comb, start with the edges. Comb out the knots. Take the comb, bring the fingers down. Comb out the knots. Go to the root. If you get a little tug, let go. Tug, let go. Tug, let go. Comb it out. And now this section is ready to go. Do the same for the back. Start with the roots. Well, first you would finger untangle, which I've already done that prior to parting. Start with the roots. Come down. Come down. Now, if you have more hair, you definitely would use a bigger comb. And you definitely should detangle your child's hair with a bigger teeth comb, a detangling comb. But because I can easily work with the styling comb as I go and just comb out little sections as I go, I try not to comb big sections at a time, just so it won't rip out knots. Just so it won't rip out any knots or tangles or anything like that. Now this is as clean as I got my part. And then I just start with the beginning. Work that product through a little bit. And you'll see me keep picking up my comb because my daughter's hair does get super curly with this product.
Curly?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean curly?
So I just go ahead and start to braid as much as I can because, like I said, the hair curls up on me, so I try to straighten it out as I go.
Mm-hmm.
Now, anytime you come across a section as you're braiding or whatever style you're doing and it feels like cotton or it's like rough there, you want to take the time out to comb that out because when you're braiding, definitely you will end up with the hair being shorter than it's supposed to be. And with 4C hair, especially your children, if you have a daughter like mine who want to be fine and all that stuff, no, I'm kidding, not fine for a 5-year-old, but just want to have hang time and feel like she's pretty and have hair hanging down. You want to make sure that 4C hair is kind of stretched And it can be stretched more than this. This is just how much she'll let me allow. So I'm not going to put her through more than what she can bear because she is just a kid. And it's not even that serious. But I also want to make sure her hair is untangled enough to where it doesn't get damaged and get a lot of knots. And we end up having to detangle it and rip out a bunch of hair and all that good stuff. So now as you can see, it looks right here like her hair is braided super tight. But me and her and my mom, we all have, actually and my brother, we all have the loose skin in our scalp. So it folds up as we braid. I mean, it don't matter what you do to our hair. You can put the loosest braids. If you pull any hair from a direction in our scalp, it will fold no matter what. And that's just something with our heads. I'm not sure what that means. It's just an excess skin of the head, because if that was too tight for her, it'll be red. But it'll loosen up too. And I always make sure I spray it down with water or leave-in conditioner or something like that at night before she goes to bed, just to make sure it stays good and moist and doesn't dry out. Now here I'm just going backwards with my finger part, and I'm slowly doing it with the comb and my finger because this part is just not that tangled. But if it was super tangled, I definitely would finger part it first, finger detangle it, and then start the detangling process. Okay, so that's my prep part. Then I go back and clean it. And come through. After you clean it, and lay down that product that laid there to make sure these hairs stay out my way. Alright, we're gonna start with this first section.
Can I pick this up?
Hmm?
Can I pick this up?
Okay. There we go. Alright. Comb the edge.
Mine not crying.
Yeah, because mommy not hurting you. And you see what I mean? She says she's not crying because usually she would be crying anytime I comb her hair. But I've come up with techniques to make sure that doesn't happen. And then another thing I learned about 4C hair is you kind of want to make sure it's moist. But for me, because when I braid, I like the hair to be, dry. I don't want to do that. So this is the best way for me. But if you were styling, I definitely would recommend a styling conditioner or something like that for children that's good for their hair. A Kerionna sells a good line of products. They have the Miracle Curls, and then they also have
And my hair is
the
so
Miracle
pretty.
Spray, and both of these are really well for 4C hair. You got a great smell.
And look at my hair.
It has a great smell, and it's great for styling, just for styling their natural hair. If you want to pull out the curl pattern, if you want to, did I comb out everything? Yeah. If you want to pull out the curl pattern, if you want to style in some ponytails or something cute, that's good for that. But the reason why I don't use it now is because when I braid, like I said, it pulls out the curl pattern, so it will cause too many curls. It will cause it to be too moist, too boisterous, and just too much going on, and I won't be able to control the braids if the braids are too slippery. So that's the only reason I don't use that right now. But any other time I'm just styling her hair, I definitely use that. But there's many brands out there. That's just one that I've recently been using.
And
gotta
my
show them.
friends all 5. Blakely, Rena are 5, like me.
Oh,